So as you guys know, I had an opportunity to review these three Black independently owned comics, and I'm going to take you through each three of them and give them a score and rank them 1 through 3. All right, let's get started. So, all three of these books were good. I mean, they're definitely worth your money. I did, however, buy these online. I was able to Google them and find them. They're in different places. So what happens a lot of times with these Black independent comic books, it's not like Marvel and DC. A lot of these books are not inside of your LCSs. LCSs means local comic book shop. Concrete Comics is out of the three, or is the only one that's actually currently in a comic book shop, which is pretty good for a Black independent comic. But you definitely are going to have to order these and tell your shop owner and manager to bring this in. So without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 1 as far as cover game, who had the best cover? Yeah, it's going to be your boys over at Concrete. So these are the covers that it had to go up against. This is Will Power. And this is EPIC, which stands for Earth's Protector Against in Crisis. And so, in my opinion, I like this cover the best. Not to say that it's superior, but you know, this kind of fit my fancy right here the most. Coming in at number 2 would definitely be EPIC, and this was very, very close for me for Absolver. And this cover was actually pretty good. It was probably the most consistent as far as its interiors, and there is a reason why he is shaped like this. Now, who had the best story? What do you think? Was it Absolver, Will Power, or EPIC? Well, guess what, folks? It was actually Will Power. And here's why. One of the things that I thought would be a drawback for me was that the interiors are completely in black and white. But what I liked about this story, and I'm not going to try to spoil it too much, is that his father was this super duper smart scientist with a whole lot of money, and something happens to Will Power during this book, and he kind of gets transported into the future where his density stays the same, but the rest of the world around him, its density actually gets weaker. So it's kind of like a John Carter from Mars type situation. This by far had the best story. It kept me in my seat. It gave me a reason to want to pick up issue number 2. And that sometimes can be difficult. I did look at this as a one-shot. I'm definitely going to try to collect the entire series. But the back of the issue left you in a cliffhanger. Now, when I did open it up, I did notice that it was in black and white. And that was a turnoff. But I said, you know what? It's actually, the art is good. And the story is so freaking compelling. I need to continue to read this book. I couldn't put it down. I just really, really couldn't put it down, and I'm not trying to exaggerate. So if you're a person that likes color interiors, this book won't be for you. But if you like a good damn story, this is the book you want to go pick up. In my opinion, this definitely had the second best story out of the 3. Like I said, all 3 of them were good, so this was kind of hard. The interiors on this really, really scream indie big time. Unfortunately, it was really, really dark, and some of the things you could not see, but it really, really had a good story. The only issue I had was how it was printed. It was printed so dark. There's not a whole lot of words inside, but they didn't, mess around with a story build up. They just kind of got right into it. And that's one of the upsides to a lot of these independent books, is that they don't play around with you. They just get into the story. So this was probably my second favorite for cover and story. So EPIC is definitely one to go pick up. Listen, if you want industry standard art wise, nobody's gonna mess with Concrete right now, in my opinion. As far as these 3 books are concerned, I mean, you're just killing it right now. Absolver kind of gives me a Spawn meets Ghost Rider, but with a look and feel of like a Vision to a certain extent. So he's like a angel or agent, I should say, of vengeance. So this was a really refreshing read. I kind of got lost towards the end, but I probably have to read it a second time to kind of pull it all together. So again, in my ranking, this would overall be my number 1, the biggest thing that kind of stuck with me. What I woke up this morning thinking about, this would be my number 2, and this will be my maybe my 2.5. Just definitely don't even want to give them a 3, but these 2 are probably like a tie because the story I really liked, and I really, really love the art on this one. And this definitely took the cake for artwork. Great story, just a good story. It's probably a tweener in between, but I think this one out of the 3 that I read are the best. So definitely go give these books a shot. You're gonna really love the story. The writer of this book really went out his way to kind of separate this character from anything in the story and the flow from anything that we've ever seen. So give us a shot. So again, I can't stress enough how important it is to go and support these Black independent books. I got another list of 3. I might even do another list of 5 that I'm going to do. Concrete Death is going to be one of them. Again, all 3 of these books were dope. Definitely is worth your money. Definitely worth the shipping. You know, support these books. It's a good read. It's something outside of Marvel and DC. And all these books get into it. You don't have to wait for a story build up. You don't have to wait for a lot of just it being super wordy. It's really good, all 3 books. And so that's my rank. But again, that's my opinion. This is my taste. I'm kind of like a Bronze Age guy. By the time I turn that second page, somebody needs to be getting punched in the mouth, or I'm not into the story. So for me, I'm kind of a harder person to kind of pull on. So maybe you might be a little different. So anyways, like I said, give these books a shot, and we out.